Today we are here going to start up another topic for O-levels and IGCSE from the chapter number 5, and it is about SSL. What does it mean by SSL, SSL? All right. Before moving to this one topic, we are going to tell you about that. What does it mean by protocol? Protocols are basically set of rules that are basically followed to govern the communication across the network. We know about it that when our website is authentic when it is having a padlock sign with its URL, or whenever it's having a protocol HTTPS. Now we are moving to another protocols which are basically called SSL, secure socket layer protocols, and we will know about it that how this protocol basically work out. And SSL is making sure that you have a very safe communication across the network. So let's start. It's me Mimuna Shahid, and we are going to cover the content for IGCSE 0478. What is SSL? The first thing is this, that SSL basically stands for secure socket layer, and as I told you, it is a protocol that would be used to encrypt the connection between your browser and a website. What does it mean by encryption? Encrypt, or you can say encrypt, means that it makes making your data meaningless, that your plain text will be converted into the ciphertext following some algorithms. When SSL is active, when your this one protocol is active, the URL will be started, uniform resource locator, you can say the address of the website will be started from this protocol, which is called HTTPS instead of HTTP. We have discussed about it that there are two protocols that will be followed with the URLs HTTPS and HTTP. Hypertext transfer protocol secure and hypertext transfer protocol, the second one is not secure, the first one is secure, and it is signaling that your data transmission is protected. Encryption, it means that your data will be scrambled during an transmission. Authentication means it will identify is it that the website is authentic or not. And the privacy means only the sender and receiver can get the data when your data is scrambled, or you can say the data is encrypted. Why SSL matters? SSL matters because there is a lot of security concerns when we are sending data over the network, and when it is a communication between sender and receiver. So we have a lot of security threats. Maybe our data steal, maybe our data crack, maybe our data steal, maybe our data decrypted as well. So SSL protocol against data interception, identity theft, and unauthorized access, it ensures that websites are authentic and trustworthy, and it is basically building a confidence for users to sharing a very sensitive information. SSL plays an important role just to prevent the hackers from the intercepting the data, and if they have intercept the data, they will not be able to read the real content. Second, it will verify that website is legitimate or the trustworthy, because when your SSL is active, your URL will be start from the HTTPS. Number 3, it will protect your personal information from being stolen. And number 4, essentially basically used in online banking, shopping, and messaging. Common uses of SSL. Common uses of SSL, it will be used in online banking when the people are using their personal credentials, and you can say they are using their account details just to remain it private. E-commerce, when the clients are interested to having a online shopping as well, and they are putting their credentials online, or you can say credit card, the personal details. And commonly it will be used in messaging and emails, and all the messages and the attachments will be encrypted end to end, as we saw some kind of messages, calls are encrypted when you are using a WhatsApp. How SSL basically, or you can say the handshake process will work out. There are basically two types of further SSL, handshake and TLS. TSL, sorry. SSL basically is a three-way process, and it is called a SSL handshake to establish a secure connection between the browser and the web server. We know that we use some browsers, that could be Edge, that could be Chrome, that could be Mozilla, and that could be Safari as well. So firstly, we whatever we want to search, we will communicate with our browser. So our browser firstly send a very request to server, and server basically responds, or you can say that check it certificates either this website is authentic or not. Then browser and server will change the encryption keys that will be needed to encrypt the data. And then step number 4, when this browser and the server has communicate and they have shared the keys just to decrypt the data, then browser will check the, and you can say the verify the SSL certificates either it is trustworthy or not. And the last one, both parties basically confirm and make sure, and a secure encrypted connection will be created for a safe data transmission. So such a type of question would be asked from the past paper questions, or you can say in the coming papers, that how SSL connection is created. Here is a diagram, and you can see the user's browser sends a message so that it can be connected with a required website which is secured by SSL. Then browser requests the web server to identify itself, and then web browser basically responds the SSL certificates to the user's browsers, and then browser authenticate that these other certificates are authentic or not, and then it will back to the users just to have a communication. So once this message is received, the web server acknowledge the web browser, and then SSL encrypted in the two-way transfers begins. SSL in action in online banking example. Let's suppose we have a scenario. A user wants to visit this kind of website, https www.bankexample.com, to check their account. Firstly, the user will log in the username and password. They are all encrypted. Account balance and transformations that are protected. Even if it is intercepted, the data will not, or the hacker will not be able to read the data without using encryption keys. SSL certificates, what you're saying. When you use a padlock sign, or you can say the HTTPS protocol in the browser, it means that website is having a very valid, or you can say the SSL certificates. So the certificate contains the website's public key, and it's digitally signed by a trusted certificate authority. Let's suppose we have a domain name. It basically identifies the website having the certificates protected or not. Public key that would be used to encrypt the data sent over the server. Issuer, the certificate authority that verified the signed the certificate, and certificate expires, must be renewed periodically. Key takeaways, let's sum up the topic. Definition: SSL. What is SSL? It is a protocol that will be used to encrypt the data between the browser and the web server. Indicator: how we will indicate that our website is authentic or not. It will use HTTPS, or you can use the padlock sign. How can you protect, or the precautions, preventers, and basically how it protects our website. So preventers hackers from the reading sensitive data like passwords and credit card numbers. So universally it will be used for banks, retailers, email providers, and site handling personal information. Stay safe when you are online. When you are online and you are using a website, you must make sure the website is having an HTTPS, and it is also having a padlock sign. So SSL protects your data, but your awareness completes the security picture. So trust SSL, verify the site, and browse with the confidence. Here is some questions that Tina will use the SSL protocol in her website when selling tickets to people for different charity events. This makes sure that their personal data is transmitted securely. So identify two layers that are represented in TLS. So the first layer is SSL, and the second is handshake protocol. Explain how data is sent using a securely TLS protocol. We have discussed about it. Handshake and record layer, these are the two layers further, basically having a TLS protocol, transport layer security protocol. And in this way TLS will send a request to the server, and the server will identify itself. Server will provide digital certificates, and the browser validate the certificates. Then browser will send back to the server, and session exchanging has been started. So encryption method is agreed upon. Give one benefit of using an SSL connection. Secure socket. The data will not be intercepted. The data will be encrypted. So it is the right answer. Explain how SSL connection is created. So what does it mean by SSL? We have done it with the data is encrypted, data will not be understandable by the hackers, and it will be used by when you having keys that will be used to encode and decode. Again, SSL use digital certificates requested from the web server to the browser's server to identify itself. Server sends SSL and client and server agree upon an encryption method, and that contains the server's public key as well. So browsers check the authenticity of the certificate and the session key is generated. So these are the two different scenarios the question may be asked. Explain how SSL protocol secures the data transmission. And the question number 2, identify an alternative protocol that could be used for the secure transmission of data using the internet. Here he is talking about SSL, so alternative protocol is TSL, transport security layer. And the question is how SSL protocol secures the data for transmission. The data will be encrypted, and it will not be understandable by the hacker, and it will generate the certificates as well. Check the authenticate these SSL certificates. So this is the whole content for the TLS and LS, TSL and SSL. If any kind of question you think that it is not clear, you can leave your questions in the comment and I'll definitely answer you. Just don't forget to subscribe the channel and hit the like button as well. Thank you.